Okay, abusuya aye former land minister aye Samuel Jinapor oye NPP ni mapa. Abusuya waba aba drop charges against Chairman Wontumi with evidence all say aye during NPP tenure na Chairman Wontumi or ye illegal mining ewo ye reserve forest na abusuya sisi anwa drop full evidence the ama attorney general. You say Chairman Wontumi in the case evidence upon evidence poppy apa ebusuya sisi anon Chairman Wontumi de baby anasem na ekeka kono emu aye din ama na ono ankasa na NPP nipa ye friend no Samuel Jinapor ena edesa asem no ababe to dia wa exposing Chairman Wontumi ede ama ye attorney general mo me yenko na yenko tie ensba ekoso unsubscribe ya subscribe like na share ma afofron so answer into me and can be Ghana Politics Avenue. So, and don't forget to click on the notification bell so that any updates we ever drop once a bit to me akabi madam ase.
There was a registration. You needed to register.
But he has explained that they were important when the machine comes here, then they will come for payment today. Yeah. That's why you said that.
There was some form of regulation. I'm saying that we should even ban it altogether.
Okay.
Because really and truly, if you look at the amount of excavators you have in this country, for the construction sector, they just need a minute part.
Okay, all right.
We don't need all these excavators.
You are calling on the government to act. Today, according to the Attorney General,
yes,
Wontumi has to come to Accra for his charges to be read to him.
When he was arrested, you went and squat on the sand, shouting so they should release it.
So, see, I mean, everybody who has been charged, I mean, will have to appear before the court. Of course, I'm a lawyer, I understand all this. So it's okay. I believe that Wontumi will have his day in court. He will bring his lawyers. He will bring the evidence of more or less his innocence. But now it is the responsibility of the government to prove his guilt. He actually doesn't have to prove his innocence. But of course, once you are charged, you also have to show something. So it is the responsibility of the government right now to prove his guilt, to prove that one, either he didn't have a license when he went in, and even if you have a license and you engage in it, because you can have a license and still engage in illegality. Like I was explaining the other time, if you go beyond where you've been given, on your license, you'll be engaging in illegality. Sometimes the small-scale mining license was for 5 years. People mine after 5 years. If you continue to engage in that after beyond the 5 years, it's illegality.
People, one of the former Minister for Environment and Lands, Abu Jinapor, did say that Wontumi was mining illegally in the forest reserve.
I mean, I don't know that, but if he said that, right? No, fine. If he said that, of course, it will be part of the evidence the government may even put forward that even his own ministers under his own government admitted that he was engaged in illegality. All of that should be put before the court. Look, I mean, nobody is above the law in this country. We are all citizens under the Constitution, under our laws. I believe that Wontumi will have his day in court, and the prosecution will have to prove his guilt. If they're able to prove all the ingredients of illegal mining, of course, the law must take its course. When we went to the Ioko, it wasn't just so much but the fact that he's been arrested, the fact that they kept him beyond the 48 hours and tried to use...
Something we all condemn.
Yes, they tried to use the state resources to intimidate people. Those were the things we're talking about. Because look, I mean, so long as we live as a people, these things are going to happen. When the NDC goes out of power in 2029 January...
Who told you that? Your wildest dream.
The new MPP government.
Your party's collapsed, you don't know.
Obviously, has the freedom to prophesy.
Oh, sure, your party's collapsed.
Take some of their own people through that process. So it's okay. But you see, should that be the case that you only focus on one political person because the person is a politically exposed person?
No.
The galamsey we have in this country, okay, the problems, what we are going through, it's not being caused by Wontumi. Indeed, Wontumi, now he has no license, he has nothing to do with what is happening today, this year. I'm not sure Wontumi has any company engaging in mining, whether legal or illegal, but the situation is getting worse. Who is causing that? Is it Wontumi? So their own people who are engaging in illegal mining, we need, Yamin, that's his name, right? Yamin and these other guys who are engaging in illegal mining,
You don't have any evidence to suggest that.
Alleged.
You are has been convicted of engaging in illegal mining.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. You don't have any evidence.
Both Wontumi and Yamin are entitled to presumed innocence.
Exactly.
So
but they are willing
you're making a categorical statement.
The guilt of Wontumi before he goes to
wrong.
Yamin and Addo. And you have this.
You're making a categorical statement against Yamin when you have no evidence to that effect.
Go and ask.
You do not.
Go and ask Akutiringa.
You do not.
Go and ask your age whether Yamin is engaging in.
He never pronounced Yamin.
Because he's seen that. And the other one, Abanga, they are engaging in illegal mining. They are engaging in illegality. They are the kingpins.
Say that.
They are the kingpins of the state. And what is the government doing about it?
You say there's an
what is the president doing about Yamin and Abanga? They are engaging in illegality.
No.
There's allegation. You have proven that.
Oh God have mercy.
Even before he goes to court.
Can you
your people are doing this and you are not talking
learn
about
from
it.
me. Tell them. These are only allegations and they have been called to investigation.
In this case, it's still
the only person who is engaging in mining activity. Your people are engaging in it. So to be fair, the president and his people will have to bring everybody. If you think that you want to fight this fair and square, everybody, whether you wear the green, white, and black, or you wear the red, white, and blue, let us know that there's commitment to fight anybody who wants to destroy our water. That is what you need, not selective justice.
Hey, opposition talk, you know it, wow. What?
That's what you were doing.
When the president had a hint.
And Ghanaian voted for the president promised us virtue, and he and his people are practicing vice. That is what is happening in the NDC, right?
The president had, listen.
That is what is happening.
Listen. There was an allegation.
And fought across board. Nobody should be fair because of his political color.
Take it easy. Take it easy. There was an allegation against two gentlemen in government, this government.
And there are more.
Hold on. You are a citizen. You have a responsibility to bring them out if you know something.
Yes.
Hold on. Then the president.
There's a lot of guarantee going on. They haven't mentioned your name. This is my brother. They haven't mentioned your name. But there's a lot of guarantee going on in your constituency.
Oh my God, have mercy.
I'm told his chief. A lot of people are engaged in guarantee in his constituency. What has he done about it?
You don't want us to discuss that, so I won't discuss that. I won't discuss that. Now the president says there should be an investigation into these, allegations that were made against two chairmen in my government. Absolutely fantastic. You have another president whom, when allegation were made
and lost power to that.
So the point is,
so I was going to tell him that
follow the investigation.
Next week when he comes here, I'll ask him what's the latest because
let us all follow the investigation.
So when you come here, I'll ask you.
Then we can make some.
Next week I'll ask you
before he comes.
Okay, so that's fine.
The media have a responsibility
to find out
of comprehensive journalism.
We'll go and ask.
So you can't come here.
We'll go and ask. But when you come, I'll ask you.
When there is no findings, and that's you a lawyer. When you convicted who?
Anyway, but related to.
So you can't be saying,
let's still stay in the mining industry because the news center is reporting state capture unfolds. And the story is that the reassignment of the Bogoso gold mine lease to Heath Goldfields has ignited one of the most contentious disputes in Ghana's mining history. The action provoked accusations that the Ministry of Land and Natural Resources, the Minerals Commission, and the Heath Goldfields acted in concert to unlawfully dispossess future global resources and its special purpose vehicle, Blue Gold Bogoso Precious Limited, for their mining lease. Now, the story says, with financial commitment secured, NASDAQ listed backing in place, and ministerial conditional approval granted, there was no lawful basis to revoke the lease. Yet, the Minerals Commission and the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources withheld essential permit, creating an artificial default. Heath Goldfields, a company incorporated only on February 6, 2024, with a stated capital of 10,000 cedis, applied for the Bogoso Precious mining lease just a week later, on February 13, despite the fact that the lease was still legally held at the time by FGR Blue Gold. By a letter dated November 12, 2024, the Ministry of Land and Natural Resources approved the Minerals Commission's recommendation to reassign the lease to Heath Goldfields. Well, that's where we are. You're a lawyer. Let me start with you. I mean, they say that they were legally...
whose opinion is that?
This one. is the FGR Blue Goat who is also making these allegations?
I think it was written by one Elvis Dako.
Elvis Dako is a writer anyway.
Of course. It's sad. I mean, but why are you surprised? Are you surprised that the president is trying to take this for his brother?
Oh no, this is not his brother.
You can't say that.
Heath Goldfield has nothing to do with Ibrahim Mahama.
All these we will come out. I mean, but
well, you know something more than we know.
For me, I believe that once we talk about state capture, it's becoming obvious that the president really wants his brother to take, in fact, more or less over our mining industry. I mean, it happened during his last administration before he left. He eventually assigned all the bauxite to his brother. He had to take the court to declare the said mining lease as illegal. Because
lawyer. Did the writer mention Ibrahim's name?
I'm just saying.
So why you you don't?
Why?
I'm just saying. Let me make my point. You are talking about state.
My God.
So let me make my point.
Oh God.
So I'm saying that
MPP. No wonder your party's collapsed.
The kind of government we have right now, they have just decided that they are going to share the state resources. I mentioned the bauxite that the president gave to his brother, this particular one. They are talking about state capture. And it looks to me that the administration is bent on sharing the resources. And I am not surprised. This is an unfolding story. I'm yet to look into detail, but hopefully the people of Ghana will see what this president is doing. Like I said, they promised us virtue, and they're actually practicing vice. When they were campaigning under the last administration, they accused the former president, the same words, state capture. But here we are, just 9 months down the line, this is what is happening. Hopefully.
But I guess your argument would be valid if Ibrahim Mahama's name was really mentioned with Heath.
You sit down.
It's not there.
We are waiting for it. They set up companies to take over these states. You see.
So you're only assuming.
Start your investigation and you see. I won't tell you. Start your investigation. Why do you think you will see the names Ibrahim Mahama?
But if you won't see it, why
they set up companies to do this?
No, but if you won't see Ibrahim Mahama on the papers, why do you?
So why do you think the writer captured it as state capture? Why do you think the writer, the one you read it to me, why do you think he captioned this as state capture? We will see. That's what the media, you were present this when they were campaigning, state capture here, state capture there. Now, 2025, it's getting worse. That's what I would say. We live to see.
You see, I believe in the truth, okay?
What is the truth?
And that is why many people may not be able to have the ability to take what I say in some of the things that I say. Because you see, I don't like saying things that are not true.
No.
The writer expressed his opinion without any evidence whatsoever at all.
He's not expressing an opinion. It's based on fact that he has.
No.
If you read it, he has a lot of facts.
Again, that remains his fact.
So now we have two facts.
But you can go and verify.
Can you say that remains two facts?
Sorry,
they are not
he's not writing.
There's only one fact.
He's not writing from my perspective. And I don't think that he's forcing me to believe what he's writing. Neither will anybody force him to write what he do not believe. Again, I am telling you, I am part of Land and Natural Resource Committee in Parliament.
Okay, you are on the committee. I didn't know.
Serious, you know. And these matters came to our attention. The minister acted appropriately. Every considerations and concerns were taken into consideration. Every concern were taken into consideration. And I think that you're a journalist, a very good one at that. Go and look at the documents and read. Okay. And you will understand that there is no state capture, there is nothing that we did wrong, and the government was actually on point.
So why was it reassigned to Heath? What did Heath have over?
And that is what you need to be finding out.
Oh, you are on the committee, so I want you to tell us.
That is what you need to be finding out. Don't forget, these are business that we're talking about. These are industries that are sometimes be protected. And so you don't think I should come and sit on TV and be telling things that I don't even have details.
The story says,
so for me, look at
Heath was formed, was incorporated on February 2024 with a stated capital of 10,000 cedis. By the document you saw.
With the greatest of respect, I don't have the Registrar General's document right here with me, and so I cannot be making those statements to that.
But did they show financial wherewithal when they came to you?
Of course, why will they not? But you don't want me to sit.
How much did they show?
You don't want me to sit here and be talking about their capital.
But once you're on the committee, and you're educating Ghanaians.
You don't want me.
You're educating Ghanaians.
So the point I'm making to you is that all I can say is that all concerns were taken on board. Decisions were made on its merit, and I think that's all we're supposed to say here. If you want to know more, get to the minister, and I think that the right to information, is so you can go in there and get the information.
Oh, but if we have a committee member who knows about it, why would we have to go?
You cannot sit on TV and be talking about people's businesses without authorization. Ooh. That is not right.
Interesting. Okay.
That is not. So the guy expressed his opinion, and I think you're a journalist.
So what led to the reassignment? What was wrong with FGR? What were the issues?
I'm sure that we all heard what we were thinking. Everything that we talked about was everywhere. Everybody knew. We don't want to be talking about that now. What I can say is the best decision was taken for this country, and that's what I can say for now. That's what I can say. I don't think you want to force me to say what I don't want to say.
Have they started development, Heath?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah, there's a committee, actually.
Well, I think it's worth investigation by the media. Every issue has two or more sides.
Yeah.
And the tendency of politicians to refract issues in partisan lenses has always been legendary.
Okay.
So it's up to the media to ferret the truth from these two sides and then feed the public accordingly.
Okay. My boss, you see, political lenses in themselves are not wrong.
Okay.
It depends on how political lens and which lens you're using to see.
If it's NDC lens,
again, when you are taking a decision that will inure to the benefit of the Ghanaian people, it doesn't matter if it is political or not, but when you are taking a decision that is going to go into one person's pocket against the entire nation, like we saw in your administration, then you can talk about it. But politics is not anything wrong. We do politics and it's acceptable. So we can
say major
political lenses,
because the other Ghanaians sees politicians as people who are righteous in West but impure in this.
Okay,
that's your opinion, sir. I mean, I can't fight your opinion.
Let's bring in Enoch Afuakwa on this. He's a lawyer, just like John Darko.
I hope he tells the truth anyway.
Enoch, help us understand what are the elements to say that what is happening between FGR and Heath is or amount to state capture. You probably understand this field, so you can help us and appreciate it better.
Let me say a very good morning to yourself and to my senior colleagues on your platform, your guest this morning. And I must say that there's nothing in between FGR Blue Gold and Heath Goldfields, because Heath Goldfields went through the due process in acquiring the leasehold as far as the Bogoso Pristia mine is concerned.
Okay.
If you recall, sometime in September 2020, the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources at the time granted approval to the takeover of the assets of Golden Star Resources to FGR Resources now 10 Blue Gold Resources or Blue Gold Limited. Pursuant to that, we all believe that the assets of the Bogoso Pristia mine was in a state that needed some capital injection as far as to run the mine to the path of profitability. And that the Bogoso Pristia mine needed a strategic investor. That resulted in the takeover by the FGR Resources, proving that they had the financial mettle and the technical know-how to be able to uplift the standing of the mines and to run it to the path of profitability. But what did we see? Forthwith. 3 years after the takeover, the mine became bedeviled with debt. Salaries and emoluments of workers were unpaid for over 2 years.
Okay.
Electricity bills were unpaid for several months, several years. Taxes and other things, in terms of mineral grants and ground rent and other things, royalties were not being paid and a whole lot of things. So what was the business of the state at the time? The business of the state at the time was for the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources to issue a notice pursuant to Regulation 200, Sub-Regulation 3 of LI 2176, the mining licensing regulation, to give notice to FGR Resources to remedy the breaches of their mining lease. And the remedy was simple, that they should find money and recapitalize the mine. They should find money and pay off their just debts. They should find money and make sure that they run the mine to the path of profitability. I believe the minister gave them three grounds to remedy themselves or to purge themselves of the breach as far as their leasehold were concerned. And in all this, the minister gave them 120 days notice pursuant to the mining regulation, and they failed to remedy the breach. They also failed to show cause as to why the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources at the time ought not to terminate the mining lease. And in fact, it should be on record that the minister did not even go by the 120-day notice. If the minister was to go by the 120 days notice, the 120-day notice issued pursuant to the Form 64 of LI 2176 ought to have ended on the 15th of November 2023. But it went as far as the minister even granting a conditional approval, FGR merging with Blue Gold Limited to raise capital to be able to transform the mine. So similarly, nothing was showing up until the minister at the time went through due process, through the recommendation of the Minerals Commission at the time, to terminate the agreement between Blue Gold Resources Limited and open for competitive tendering process where other well-meaning companies also partook in the tendering process. Then Hidděn Goldfields was seen to be technically and financially viable to take over the assets of the Bogoso mine. And I must say that even upon taking off, whilst awaiting the ratification of their lease agreement with the Parliament of Ghana, they have taken proprietary steps in ensuring that they take adequate care of the aged Bogoso mine by ensuring that the underground infrastructure is dewatered to ensure the stability of the underground mine infrastructure, again, to ensure that the processing plants and other infrastructure of the mine is maintained, with the whole road and other things put into shape to ward off even the encroachers as far as illegal miners taking over some pits of the mining company and ensuring that water even seeps.
Okay, abusuan we ne ensema ekọ so e political highway ne so chairman Wontumi and our no ankasa ne nipa Samuel Jinapor aba be expose na enye asam keto akora beda mase samaje pene kokoti sa ensem we e de mi aha Ghana politics avenue so beda mase.